And we're live.
Yay!
Oh, we lost somebody.
And I'm back.
Okay,
Oh, it's Trig. Okay, never mind.
let me get the murder note. So I can put it, unless you want to put it in the Almir channel, Shred.
I think I'll put it in the Almir channel.
Okay.
Just gotta find it. Here we go. I'm not gonna be super bombastic about it because I'm pretty exhausted. But yeah, the Verdant timeshare is now a crack house. Hildy definitely rode Barnacle.
Yep.
Wink, wink. So you thought that the first action, I guess, was with Freya? No, it was with Barnacle. She's just cheating on him.
Oh my god.
And then we have a Storm of 1,000 Consequences that almost killed a character. Actually, almost killed 2 characters. We don't care about fake Mort. And then Zedan's got boom juice on him.
We don't even care about real Mort.
I was going to say, I don't think you guys have ever cared about Mort at any point in this entire game. Apart from keeping him around as a slave.
Yes. Which I'd like to say that I've tried to do.
He's really good at cleaning barnacles underneath the.
I'm trying to psychologically condition him to be obedient while we're traveling. That's a role.
I think that's Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, can I roll for Stockholm Syndrome?
I feel like we've had this literal conversation before.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be this evil, but, it's Mort.
That's right, because you guys are dragging him along with you to Malays for some reason.
I don't know why we are.
It's just me.
I know why we are.
I just want to keep him around because I think he might be moldable.
Moldable.
So, like the last time we kept him around.
Yes.
Where he kept him around not because he was moldable, but because you still owe us.
I can't tell what's worse. The psychological torture of creating Mort to be your moldable slave, or the other psychological torture of brainwashing Josh in his dreams to be your philosopher slave.
Oh, God. Why did you have to
right.
remind me that happened? I would have been content forgetting about that.
So anyway, yes, I've been trying to give him as much freedom as I can without having him run away. And I'm feeding him, and I definitely would clean him up and stuff with prestidigitation and try.
It's like we're talking about a pet. Oh, it's okay. I feed him and I keep him cleaned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just invade people's dreams. I mean, he's only got to worry about that for 8 hours a day.
How war crimes are born. Right.
They're not really crimes if there's no laws.
How the laws are born.
There we go.
So is everyone actually here? Because I know Noko's in the chat, but I have not seen him
No
say
Ping him.
anything. That's what I was fearing so far.
He's muted.
That's what I'm saying. So I wonder if he's actually here or if he's...
He was here earlier, but... Well, I guess we have to ping him.
Oh, I pinged him in the out of context channel. Oh well.
Don't worry, we replaced him with a puppy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dog.
Uh,
Time.
I have no idea why, but all of my Spotify widgets have broken. Can't click the little preview song thing. Oh well.
No go.
Probably getting food or something like he normally does.
I hate to say this,
Or
but
helping out.
when we were here before 6 o'clock, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a nap."
Jesus.
What?
Really?
Yup.
No go. No.
I'm pretty sure he's here. You probably just got dragged by Baja off to do something.
He was literally just here.
Alright, well, I guess while we're waiting on Noko, who wants to give the relative recap? There wasn't really a whole lot apart from chaos. And
You do realize it's always going to be Shred that does the summaries, right?
I mean, I like to put it out there just in case.
No, my brain is totally fried. I think I pretty much covered more or less everything. Oh, there was a spa.
There was. We finished the battle in the cave. We beat up all of the shadows and proceeded to leave. Hildy was feeling traumatized, so Barnacle gave her a piggy ride. At least as much until we reached the rest of the group to where new Freya is bloodthirsty and tried to kill Mort multiple times. So we saved Mort by tying him to a tree, and then we all joined and waited for Zedan to summon his house. And we entered his house, and then the whole world went upside down as Chaos Rain happened. Hildy and Freya got blitzed out of their mind. Mort nearly drowned. And... oh, Absinthoss collapsed because the potion he feared actually was his life force, and Seabreeze inadvertently poured it out.
Yep. Also, Zedan explodes in sunlight now,
It's true.
Oh, yes.
ironically,
And
as a plant.
And in the couple days of travel that has happened, Freya and Hildy roasted Zedan far worse than his sun explosions do
Yeah.
for a good hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hooked up.
Yep.
And banged in a tent in the camp.
That we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few days
No
later...
drugs.
Yeah, there's no drugs that time. And then a few
Least
days
illegal
later,
part.
Barnacle and Hildy had a more heart-to-heart chat and learned a little bit about each other's backstories. And Barnacle promised to go help her solve the issues back in Galaran if they survive whatever this thing is with Malays.
Carrag, you mean?
That one.
Yeah, yeah, key your characters really do seem to get a lot of tail in Almir. Not sure how, but yeah.
That's where the Tales and Tales of Almir come from.
Oh dear.
The key is to make a character that is shorter than most normal humanoid races.
I guess.
Wait,
so.
Evian was tall.
Yeah, everyone was
Yeah,
tall.
I went
Yes.
after a
but
dwarf.
Thunderhands was short.
She went after a dwarf, and here she went after a gnome, and in Nillian's one shot, she was an elf or something, and she went after my dwarf.
Dang.
So,
She has a
I was
type.
a water genasi.
was that what it was?
No,
You-
air
you-
genasi.
Air.
You
Yeah,
you
air.
changed from like super demure to you basically were Freya in both forms there, and you switched with die rolls. I remember that.
Huh.
So yes, be a short stack, and Key's character will try to bang you.
Hey, I tried to romance someone else, but it didn't work.
It's,
Well, you see,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very difficult to beat mommy issues.
Because he wasn't
Yeah.
short enough.
Oh, speaking of which, Absinthoth is officially renamed to Applescott. That is his name now.
Oh boy.
Applesauce to Applescott.
Yes.
Sorry, Shred.
That's okay.
I'm not sorry.
It's an improvement.
It's not applesauce, and it's not ascot. It's both.
He'll learn.
Noko,
he'll
you
love
back
it.
yet?
He's making hot chocolate.
What?
That's what he just posted.
What?
It's not 6:30 yet. Making hot chocolate.
All right, fine. It's not 6:30 yet.
Okay, fair. Technically correct.
So are we inside of? Oh, well,
So, trying to figure out how we want to do a little bit of skipping around as far as. I mean, you guys are traveling. I don't foresee any other interruptions, unless you're planning to create more.
It was a good interruption, and you'll like it.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just making sure that, have your interruptions now before we start.
If you have to pee, now is the time. We're not stopping after this point.
Do not pass go.
do not collect 200 credits.
Well, because, like I said, it was a silly, fun series of events that I think, hopefully, people are itching to get back on figuring out the whole what got you into this mess to begin with.
Mhm.
I think that's
Which-
partly what the chaos of last night was, just getting it all out of our systems.
Yeah, I tried to add a bit of like spookiness to this reround world, and it turned out to just be a whole comedic roller coaster and a half, and we just kind of rolled with it. So,
Hey, my character was traumatized, so it at least worked for one of us.
yeah, well, that didn't change between either of the two worlds, apparently. So,
Well, fair.
You just made
Traumatized her
Freya
right-
super angry.
He traumatized Hildy right into someone's bed, and
Yep. Tense,
Freya
thank
in-
you.
That's true. Bedroll.
Temporal.
Will Malays tell Absinthoth that he did, in fact, create the hole in the ocean?
Oh, that's right.
to
Be
be
like-
determined.
That'll be traumatizing.
It is now 9:30. Noko is officially
Late.
late.
Oh, well, okay, we have to ping him again.
This is the anti-fluff.
There we go. There's my bird. Flying.
Wait, what?
You said bird. I was gonna put it in the code sheet in order to
Bog.
auto-complete it.
Bird. I drew a bird.
Fuck.
That's
Oh.
a dragon.
Hold on,
Wait.
let me shoot an arrow at it.
Don't forget to write a note to it.
Write me a note. I'll try to not. I'll try to read it. Oh wait, I still can't read as a bird. Wink, wink.
Okay. But yeah, as far as potentially dealing with Torst, my kind of mentality being is, well, I guess I can describe when you're getting there, but we should wait for Noko or not.
How long does it take? How long does it take to make hot chocolate?
If
Well,
you're
if you're
making it on
making
a
it a pan?
stovetop,
Yeah.
yeah, it takes upwards to 5 to 7 minutes, depending on
You in the chat, speaking no.
No, go.
Wow. Tata is
Oh,
picking
man, you
Noko.
shut the
That's-
hell up.
There's the true sign that my DM is being recognized as I have the chat on my side of calling Noko.
Noko got pinged by Twitch chat.
Alright. Noko, you're finally here. I now need a recap of the past several weeks just from Noko as punishment.
Oh,
It would be funny to get Thamor's point of view on all of it eventually.
I'll make a journal.
No, you won't.
It just says fish over and over and over.
no
No, it'd be
fish,
great
day
if
three,
Thamor's
no
journal is
fish.
actually like this really well thought, eloquent written thing compared to Absinthos's cut and paste bottom mirror stuff. The noble's got like that.
Or Thamor's the one that's been feeding him those notes.
Ooh.
Alright. So, you drew.
I drew a bird. That's what I said.
Yeah, I just now noticed that. So I was looking at the Discord. Anyway. So, yeah. Your time in Altmere has been pretty chaotic so far. Coming back after... I love how the name is stuck now. But you guys had a little bit of side trip where you met Mort again, and once again, as because nothing seems to change in one timeline or another, you have enslaved the poor soul, trying to break him to your will, turning him into a slave of some kind. And you call yourselves the heroes.
I did wait.
But yes, you.
I'm pretty
conquered
sure
the
only Barnacle has done that.
I don't know that I ever call myself a hero.
That's well, no, you called yourself the hero of the Galaran, or at least the original party did for a while.
That's true.
But you guys conquered kind of the former shades of Drake. Despite that, also turning into a bit of a train wreck of the vandalized tombstone and poor puddles, derailing everything.
Puddles.
He
But
did his best.
you guys also did suffer the effects of the Chaos Rain, which had some various effects on multiple members, as well as having some kind of strange effect on the gateway itself. You once again almost kill Mort several times throughout the night. Between drowning, slapping him with inflict wounds, and just dragging him around bound and gagged.
He enjoys it.
You know, at this point, I wonder. Mort might just be a masochist.
He's just a masochist.
No king.
Closet masochist. But after all the chaos, getting Zedan back, getting everyone back, you met with Alton, finally seeing that character come back again, kind of giving you clues as to the fact that something's not right, to go talk to Malays to figure out what's been going on with the world and the secrets that lie within of basically what happened, as players are all well aware. So you set forth to Malays. After the many side adventures you guys had, you finally found yourself arriving back in Torst. As directed, I believe Alton did mention Torst as to where to go. Upon arriving, you find it to be a pretty small little mining community. Villagers there, once you arrive, are, spending most of their time, you see them trickling in and out of the mines, carrying different loads of ore, different types of rocks and stuff like that, but it's a fairly quiet, bustling little village. Compared to the world before, unbeknownst to your characters, there is no sign of kobolds, no sign of a cave, the separate cave, no word of such thing.
Oh, no.
Town seems just to be a peaceful mining town.
We aim to fix that.
We can be the change we want to see in the world.
The engine revs in the
Do I need to
background.
pull up the map for Torst? Are we going to start conflict in Torst before we get to Malays?
No.
Maybe.
I will throw...
God,
got the map.
Noko, was that you? Who did that?
Did what?
Who did what?
What happened?
Key.
What?
Look at the bird. Look really closely.
Oh, did he?
No.
For the record, I thought to write fap fap. But I restrained. I held myself back from doing so.
All right, I need to start devising new like reward dice systems, so not just inspiration, but have like horny jail dice, crybaby dice. I don't know. Start implementing all these other dice that'll start having other effects on your rolls after all this.
I
The
love
dancing-
it.
Fair, where
I'll
it's
take the
forced
dancing queen
disadvantage.
dice.
For those who are not seeing the screen, there is actually someone who wrote "fapping birds" on the map over Treg's drawing of a bird.
Oh, don't worry, I
Trans-
zoomed in a lot.
Oh boy.
Trans, you're
Don't worry,
you're
Key.
good.
You don't forget this.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got it.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I would
Truly
say
serious campaign.
around what time is it that we get close enough to Torst? Obviously, Barnacle would land probably a good, half mile or something out of town, just so we aren't landing as Giant Bird and then popping everybody out of his clown car. How far away, or what time of day is it that we're landing here?
I will say that's probably your character's decision, since since it's a long travel point, you could set it up to be whenever you decided to leave to make it there, or landing early and sit around till a certain point. So much travel time is passing in this anyway that a singular day is not going to make a huge difference to
Right.
pick the time you wish to arrive.
You thinking
we
you
travel.
want to get there early in the morning and ask directions, and then see if we can get
Yeah.
the Malays in the middle of the day or something?
Yeah, if it's a mining town, they'll be up early working. So yeah, trying to get there near the start of the day to catch more people moving about before they get
Okay.
grouchy and tired.
And once again, asking around, you're met with a odd sense of deja vu as you ask about, and you get a odd, familiar sense of disdain and wonder as to why you would want to seek out that witch. But they point you in the direction off to the forests to the east, or to the south, southeast actually, more correctly, to where Malays' hut resides. They do warn you that she is, of course, a oddity, to watch yourself around her. Several mentions of calling her a witch, but again, an odd sense of deja vu.
Yeah.
We are just going
Right.
to fast track it over because I know if I let you guys sit around for too long, you will find some way to start conflict in Torst. And I have a map now for Malays, so instead of the
Yay!
hut-
Oh, is that about? Can you blow up the token? That token is new, isn't it?
What? Yes, token is new.
Hey,
Oh,
I remember
look at her,
finding
she's so
that
cute.
one. She is so cute.
Barnacle, it's your type.
I mean, yes. Landing.
So as before, as you pick your way through the forest, that as you get closer to the aforementioned hut, you start noticing again that odd sense of duality about the place. Different pockets of consecrated and unhallowed ground seem to surround the swamp. There seems to be just a vibrant crackle of energy that just permanently exists about this place. And you can either really feel it's evil or good.
Is that just obvious?
Yes, like I said, it's a very oddly concentrated sense about you. Like you see glowing patches of ground that radiate holy radiant energy about it, and not even just a few feet away, a patch of unhallowed, desecrated ground that seems to be wallowing in necrotic energies, plants decaying, almost like a barren, prickly field. These litter in different sizes all throughout the swamp surrounding your hut, with their hunt directly in the center of it.
From an out of character perspective, does the disparity between kind of the consecrated and desecrated, is that more prominent than it was in the previous cycle?
It's not more prominent currently from the first time you saw her. There was that slight disparity the second time you saw her initially when Faust had taken over, and the unholy aura was basically counteracted by her entire area being bathed in radiant light. Hence why the Order of the White Leaf decided to set up there. But
Okay. Yeah, Barnacle will be up front and lead the way forward with a tentative step.
Right. This place is weird. Feels very witchy.
Is it daylight right now, DM?
since you arrived in the morning, yes, it would be daylight out. However, you are in a swamp that is being afflicted by multiple sources of negative and good energy, so it feels a little bit gray here. Even though the sunlight seems to try to trickle between the different trees above you.
Would you
Well,
say 50 shades of it?
Depending what you're into.
That was a few days ago.
I was going.
This is the next.
I was
book.
gonna
can't
say,
remember what it's
Hildy.
called.
Zedan had asked Hildy to come up with a solution to hide himself from the sunlight to make it a little bit easier. Raina, do you want to try describing it?
It's literally you know those umbrella hats.
So instead of wearing a cloak, he's wearing an umbrella hat.
Oh, with the cloak.
All right.
You can just wrap the bandages.
He asked for something. He didn't ask for something that looked good. Hildy gave him something that functions.
All right. It got you many a weird stare in Taurus, seeing your odd contraption about your cloaked head.
All right. Do we all want to go at once, or should I go test the witchy waters and see if I get turned into a newt?
I feel uneasy about this place. It's very weird.
Oh, it kind of fits the bill of a witch house, yes.
I
I'd
don't
like
mind
to,
being first to go in and see.
I would
Right.
like to think that Alton wouldn't have sent us somewhere overtly dangerous.
Yes, but how well do we really know that guy? I don't know.
He seems to know
I don't
someone
know.
left
I
fairly
never
well.
met him, so I'm just here for the ride.
You seem
Yes,
familiar.
yes, we know. You haven't met many of the people we've been with.
Gives her a thumbs up.
Right. I will go say hello, and if I get turned into a newt, or a frog, or a toad, or a broomstick, well, I guess you guys can come in swinging.
Do you mind if I come in with you?
Sure, be my guest.
Right.
Walks up and takes his staff and gives the door a soft rap.
As
Hello?
you do, you hear scurrying inside as it sounds as though several things are being knocked over, pushed aside, and clambering to the ground. Hold on, dearie. 1 second. The door creaks open. An old weathered face with a very warm grin kind of peeks out from the side of the crack of the door. Oh. Well, who do we have here?
Good day, madam. We're here seeking audience with you, I guess. An acquaintance of ours told us to come see you. You might be able to enlighten us on some, well, less than normal happenings.
Well, I do have potions and poultices that can solve all sorts of things. I'm sure I have something to suit your unmentionables. Come in. I'm just now making tea.
Right. Do you have enough for 7?
I'll have to put on a little more water.
And the dress.
Maybe 8?
All right. Well, if
What
you need
does-
more help with the water, I can fetch some for you. Well, I'm sure I can send our.
Oh, no,
squire to do it.
dearie. No, your magic is no good here.
What does Bean think about Malays?
Bean is basically just walking over to if you let him fly freely, he just flies over to the nearest hollowed ground and just curls up and starts purring in the hollowed ground.
So inside the hut.
Nope, off to the side where they hollowed there's a patch of just hollowed, consecrated ground burning brightly, and he's just curled up in the middle of it.
Okay.
And you just hear him. He just speaks to you telepathically. This is the ultimate ray of sunlight. Go forth and handle the boring stuff and bring me my meal. I will be stretched out here, restoring my radiance.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's one problem out of the way.
Excuse me.
I mean, I will do so quickly. Sorry.
Barnacle, step in and look around at the unfamiliar, kind of eclectic hut that we know Malays keeps.
Inside, you see several, despite the map not having it all out, because can't find one that fits exactly what I want, but around the hut, you see just stacks upon stacks of books, potions, all sorts of odds and ends, trinkets, hanging different sculptures, just everywhere. It's a chaotic mess of things that she seems to relatively nimbly avoid for the most part, knocking a few things over in the process, as she moves over to the kettle and fire and starts stirring with a large spoon and ladle to keep it warm, and you see her chanting and whispering softly to herself as she does so. Around the kettle, you see several cushions, upon which of one of them is a large frog that stares at you rather disdainfully.
Oh yeah, that frog.
What's his name?
Mr.
Sir. Oh,
Duke
man.
something?
It was Duke Croakington III.
That's
right.
Freya would immediately go over to the frog and be like, oh, what a cute little thing, and starts doing little scritches underneath his...
Oh, don't touch the frog.
It croaks in appreciation, its eyes closing as it just kind of tilts its head. Oh, he's taken quite a liking to you, dear. Duke Croakington IV is a very peculiar little guy.
That was a third.
I was going to say, if he's the fourth, what happened to the first through third, if I can pry?
He got squished.
All four of them? Three of them? Numbers.
It seems to be an unfortunate fate that befalls the Croakingtons.
This one is a fine specimen. And she's like stroking the back of his hand.
A weird... It almost seems to purr as you do so, somehow modifying its ability to croak and keeping it quiet enough to feel like it's purring in your hands. An odd sensation, perhaps, but not altogether unpleasant.
She is very quite happy, and she continues to do so.
There was also some saying that you are a healer of sorts. On top of...
Yes. That's why many come to see me. I make all sorts of potions, if Ploink allows it, of course, to aid those with unimaginable conditions.
Well, he explodes when the sun is too bright. Does that count?
Yes, there was
It probably counts.
There was a storm, a rainstorm, a few days ago, and
yes, I did feel that. An odd sensation. I have not felt somebody else pull Ploink's attention in quite that way before. Don't take it personally, of course. She just, Ploink is, rather, wanton mistress.
Does this jog any of our memories? The mention of Ploink.
A slight bit of, again, deja vu seems to settle amidst you, but nothing concrete.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Though perhaps for Thamor, the name is very, it brings a sense of warmth to him that he doesn't quite understand.
And I assume Frey has no knowledge, because she's
Nope.
never been... Yeah.
Yeah, Freya does not know. Freya is currently enjoying the company of a frog.
Yes.
just gonna
Right.
leave it that way.
That name seems familiar somehow. Ploink. If it's not too much trouble, I'd certainly be interested in hearing more.
Oh,
It's whatever. If the storm was her, doing, it certainly was a doozy.
yes. Not many come to listen to the teachings of Loink. Not many people really know about them. A being of chaos, god of the extreme. And through chaos, oh, well, there's balance. I thought a little bit. Surely you came here for a purpose. You said your friend here is exploding in the sunlight.
Oh, yes, it's... well, yes, it's quite an affliction.
That's
Also,
not the
there-
only reason we're here, but that's
There is also another malady that at some point in my past I must have been cursed to be plant-like, I suppose. I have no idea if that's also something you could address, but it's worth a shot, isn't it, since I'm here?
Yes, it's the greenness.
I can certainly give it a try. I thought you were just naturally green. It's a nice look. You look just like Duke Croakington.
Aha.
Could be a compliment.
Well, okay. I will add 2 doses to your tea then. Anyone else have any afflictions or maladies or conditions I would like me to administer for?
Tea, but I definitely would like to talk to you about our acquaintance who sent us here once we've all settled down, of course. Can't have you...
Of course. But tea first. Hospitality comes first.
Yes. Oh,
I may be called a witch, but I am still a very generous housekeeper.
do you mind
Isn't
if
that right, Duke Croakington? A soft ribbit comes from frog.
just out of curiosity, how chaotic is that tea?
Well, as chaotic as you wish it to be, I can serve a relatively normal tea if you have nothing you wish me to cure, but for your friend there, I will have to put in 2 strong doses.
Should I drink it outside just in case I explode in a different kind of fireball?
That
Oh, I'm sure Ploink will protect us. It's well, they're magic after all.
Ploink? Who is Ploink?
The god of chaos.
Excuse my friend. She gets a little distracted sometimes when she's staring at potions or something. Is that what
Yes.
you're looking at over there, Seabreeze?
Yes, you have quite the assortment of magical and other ingredients. Oh, it's very impressive.
Yes, well, till you realize that on their own, they're mostly just garbage until combined in the right ways, and of course with the guidance of Ploink and a little bit of chaos, can become truly something wonderful.
Do you make more than tea? Do you perhaps do enchanting or other types of magic?
I do a little bit of cooking, if that is what you're asking.
It's a sort of magic in its own right.
It can
He
be.
gets it. What a good boy.
Well, yes. When you get to my age, you learn to appreciate some good cooking. Now, if you don't mind, do you mind if I sit by the fire?
She gives you kind of a coy smile, and you see her eye widen as she looks at you. Oh, I'm not sure you're... Oh, well, I'll give it a few more years.
Sure, that's fine. I'm
Oh,
still spry as a whistle right now. I'll still be around.
now where are my manners? Anyone else have any other maladies that I should be looking at when I administer the tea?
I will take some tea. Claymore speaks up.
Oh, and what would you wish me to try to cure?
My face is a little taunt right now.
What?
I see.
You have a face under that.
He's wearing a helmet. He's always wearing a helmet. I see. Well, all right,
Are
I
we
will.
sure there's not something under there that needs curing? I've never seen this man without his helmet in all the time we've been traveling together.
We've been traveling together for like 2 days.
That's besides the
It-
point.
It's been a week. I know being in the little gem thing is disorienting, but not for me outside. Anyway, why haven't you mentioned your face being taut before?
It had just happened back at the rainstorm.
It was like a week ago.
There was nothing we could have done about it.
Guess it. Whatever. I feel a little bothered that you didn't trust us, but you trust this, well, not to be crude, but stranger for the first moment you see her.
Hey, Salty, by any chance, does she have the teapot that I gave her as a gift?
Huh? Oh, does she have the teapot? Yes, she does.
Ooh.
Just something seems familiar.
As you say that, she kind of looks over into you and gives you a warm smile. All right, so a dose for you, 2 doses for him. Anyone else? I will serve tea, of course, but anyone else have any maladies or afflictions?
Old bones, but I think just some normal tea will be good for that.
No, I think I should be good. I'm just curious of what kind of herbs you put into it.
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. Kind of whatever I grab at a man of notice. Chaos begets chaos, you see?
I don't know, like chamomile or lavender. I mean, we're in a
Camo what now?
swamp.
Camo what now?
Never mind.
Oh,
I
oh,
trust your judgment.
I just use a little bit of these spriggy things, a little bit of the worldly things, and a little bit of the green things. This is what Bloink told me to use.
May I look at to see what kind of herbs they are in case they're like poisonous or something?
Right, roll me a nature check. Or survival, I guess. Sorry, my brain keeps going back to 5.
Nature is a skill too.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
nature.
nature, yes.
Okay, 17.
It's mostly innocuous, except for the green curly ones that she mentioned is poison ivy.
Maybe not this one. And she kind of steps forward and
She just gives your hand a thwack with the wooden ladle. No, 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 dearie. This is what Bloink has told.
no, that's poison ivy.
Don't worry. It will work. Just trust in Bloink.
She just looks over to those who are going to drink it.
Girls,
Sure.
maybe let our
No,
host
no.
treat us
Yes,
for
yes.
hospitality. I'm sure if it's something she's made before, it's fine.
Oh, I was going to say, if I trust her, I will trust the madam.
Oh, you don't
Speaking
have
of
to
which-
trust me. You just need to trust in Bloink.
Zedan steps forward. Is the teacup like on a table before her, or is she?
She hasn't
holding-
poured it yet. She's
Oh,
waiting for everyone to tell her if who else wants to be cured, if at all.
I'm just going to
Gotcha.
sit back and watch. I mean, I'm literally just part. I just came across this crew and seeing what sort of things though around here. To be honest, I haven't really seen much of this place or these plants. It's fascinating. You're fascinating.
I'm guessing Mort's probably either tied up or in back in Torst, or maybe left outside with Bean. Unless you really want to drag Mort in here, but
He is
don't think
trapped
that would
in
be
between
I don't know if you
holy
want
and
him to have the
unholy.
info you're going to be getting.
Absolutely not. No, 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 no.
Just threw him in between half his body is unholy, other half's in unholy. Just
You
roasting
just
from
sold him
both
off as
sides.
slave labor to work as a day miner.
No, not doing that. I wonder if there's some sort of method I could have come up with to keep tabs on him, like surreptitiously planted something on him during our journey, so that when we got to here,
Like an air tag.
yeah, I could just sort of let him go and then run
Bean is
wild
just sleeping
for a
on
little
top of him.
while. Or Bean, you know.
Bean
Bean
is your
Bean
air
is-
tag.
Bean is sleeping on his lap, and how dare you ever get up if a cat's on your lap?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
there you
good
go.
point. So we left him.
He's
somewhere
done this
back
once
in
on the journey, and Bean scratched the hell out of him and shit in his bag, so now he never leaves if Mort uses him as a pillow.
Mort is terrified
You
at this present.
Mort fears Bean more than, well, fears Freya, number 1. Fears Bean, number 2.
Excellent.
There's a pecking order of fear there. Which I can throw him on there. Okay, sorry. Slight derail. But you were saying.
I think we're just waiting for her to serve tea.
Yep, okay.
Barnacle's taking normal tea. I think Zedan's taking 2 helpings of chaos tea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take
Yep.
a cup of
Hopefully
normal
curing.
tea.
Thaymor took a normal tea.
Is Thaymor taking normal or chaos tea?
No, I'm sorry. He's taking chaos. A dose of chaos
That's
tea.
right. For his
And everyone
face.
else, I think, is taking normal.
Yeah.
I'm
All right. So yeah, for those drinking the normal,
I'm declining politely.
okay. She starts to hand to you, and you kind of decline. She kind of stares out a little bit, and you see her kind of eyes grow a little bit. She gets like a little bit glimmer. She kind of scuffles over to the back of her cottage and comes back with a plate of milk,
Oh.
kept
Oh,
fresh by
no.
chaos.
Give me a second. No, that was a 19. I would. Oh, this is very generous of you. I would just prefer to watch if you don't mind. I'm very
Okay,
sorry.
dear. I will leave it here if you want it. And she puts it down by the door and kind of taps on it a little bit and gives you a wink.
There's a lot of side eye looks at the saucer.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. She's very fidgety.
Apologies. We've barged into your home here and taking obviously advantage of your hospitality, but I believe I've forgotten to ask your name. If you would be so kind, I'd love to learn a little bit about you here.
It's Malays, dear, and not many come without knowing my name, since most ask the folk of Torst my way to the hut. They don't like me much, but, well, that's just what chaos brings, I suppose.
Well, their loss, I suppose. You seem right fine here. At least by my standards.
And you seem fine as well, if you were only, well, oh well, never mind. Enjoy your tea. Now drink up, drink up.
I quaff my tea.
Yep, for those drinking the tea, it has a very strong kind of bitter taste. It scratches your throat on the way down, perhaps an effect of the poison ivy. But for those that drank the chaos tea, I will need Thaymor roll me a d10,000 and Zedan roll me 2 d10,000.
Yeah, that's why
We're
Hildy
gonna
moved over
die.
here.
We're gonna die. Well, that's really low.
Okay.
It is.
Alright.
Oh.
Oh.
How did?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
9,630.
There's a 9,000 in there.
There's a 9,000. All right, Thaymor. There's a limited scope on what this can affect, though, so we'll see what happens. Thaymor.
That's always a cheery thought.
What has he fucked up about his face this time?
I know one face affliction for another. Oh, he's being
Roll me a
killed by-
d8, Thaymor.
There's 8 people in this room.
Oh no.
Thaymor, you feel a weird inexplicable bond to Barnacle.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not in that manner, but well, you'll see. You
Paternity.
as Barnacle kind of drinks his tea and you drink your tea, you feel your kind of sensation wash over you. Your face returns to its normal state, but you feel kind of odd in the sense that when Barnacle touches his tea and feels the heat heating his hands or bumps his arm against the table, you feel that pain.
Oh.
Well,
I have a new person attached to my soul.
My arthritis.
I can share pain between 3 people.
That's not good for Particle. I get it a lot.
So does
let's
he.
see. That is a really high number.
Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it?
9630.
got 2 below 1,000 and then that.
Oh,
Roll
that's
me
a
a D100.
Oh no. Oh no.
The effects where you have to keep rolling.
Dude, you need to stop.
Oh.
Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good.
You hear a inexplicable sound of rushing water for a brief moment surrounding the hut. As it settles, you see Malays kind of peek out of a window and go, "Oh, well. Oh, dear."
All of us see this?
You all hear it, and you don't see it, you just so much as hear it. And if you peek out the windows as to where she was seeing, well, the swamp has become more of an ocean as the ponds surrounding it have now increased by a factor of 96 in depth.
Oh no!
Whoa.
Mort is drowning again!
Oh my God.
You know where all the
He
water,
just killed Mort!
all the water from the ocean is now coming back. Are you happy now, Andros and Barnacle?
Oh, I'm fine. I can breathe underwater.
So can Barnacle.
You hear some blubbering and gubbling as you hear Mort scrambling with a panicking golden bean sitting atop his head, scratching at his head as he's swimming to the closest hole on the house to grab
shit.
onto and haul himself up.
Oh shit! Oh, shit. So
You guys
Seabreeze
have
have a
something.
way of rescuing them.
Oh, they rescued themselves. It didn't flood the area. It just everything is now deeper. So
She-
instead of it
she's-
being a swamp, stepping out any watery areas around her hut is basically stepping into a full-on lake or ocean.
She still goes outside and tries to throw a rope or something to rescue them.
Seabreeze, I might have something to help you with that.
Hold on, there's another fact before we get there.
Familiar.
That was only one of the two. But with that, your explosion in sunlight has been removed.
Oh man.
Oh, good.
What's the other thing he rolled?
This from
What's
my
the other
Oh.
good news?
You now
Oh.
split in darkness.
Huh.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't like that sound.
I don't know how to describe this in a lore-esque way, so I'll just have to read the effect. The caster can no longer cast spells unless they poke themselves with a needle.
Oh, well.
That'll be fun to investigate.
But your skin
All he has
turns
is a
less
halberd.
green. Though it is still slightly green tinged, but you can actually now taste food and you feel hungry again.
So now every time we go into a combat, you give yourself a combat tattoo. Mort, take the rope. Take the rope.
He's getting his head pushed continuously underwater by Bean, who's sitting on top of it, pushing his head down. Treston forgetting he can fly and maybe enjoying the torment slightly.
Oh no.
Barnacle peeks his head out the window. And then he taps his staff on the ground and creates a floating disc.
Mort just lays sprawled out across it as Bean lays on top of his head, dripping wet and seething with hatred.
You're right, Sonny. Place is a little weird, so sorry about that. I think. Promise, we're not actually trying to waterboard you, even though this is the second time in a week that we've drowned you.
Oh,
A sense
you
of
tell me
deja
to
vu
stop
washes
like
over
that.
you at the thought of that. This doesn't feel like the first time, even though you can't remember another time you tried to waterboard him.
That wasn't Seabreeze. That was Alton.
I know,
And
but
the
you
dwarven
guys were all
crew.
there.
Okay, Barnacle kind of remembers that. Seabreeze knows nothing of this and
Yeah.
continues to treat him like.
Yeah, that's why I said Barnacle has a sense of deja vu. Of
Oh, sorry.
this is not the first time he's been waterboarded by your party.
Yeah.
What? Come out of the water. Here, come.
Barnacle just shifts the floating disc over and allows him to get onto the little what dry land there is. I'm assuming the house is kind of like on a raised area.
Well, so any of the grasslands around you, because again, it was a swamp. So it's not
Right.
like the water level raised up to the house and flooded the world. All the depths like that were kind of pools of water have basically increased by magnitude 96. So they were kind of sitting in a shallow area,
Yeah.
not exactly underwater, but that now basically turned from what was a little pond or a little like puddle of water into a full-on lake.
Gotcha. We're gonna have to swim our way out of here when we leave.
Well, no, the pathway going up is still there. So it didn't like flood over, it's just the ground beneath it now went away and added more water.
So, am I aware of the second effect?
I will
The,
say
Spell casting?
we'll trial and error later as far as how you figure it out. I have no idea how lore-wise you would figure that out. You do feel that your magic is limited, and we'll just say you inherently know. I have no idea how to like have your character figure that out. You inherently know that you have to basically prick yourself and cause yourself pain with a needle to cast your spells.
I don't want to say it.
No, please do.
He
Looking
became
for-
diabetic.
My spell juice is low. Stab. Ah, yes. There we go. I'm not sure if that went. I just feel hungry. That's a feeling I haven't.
At least you're not green anymore.
And
Well-
you're not exploding, more importantly?
I suppose there's only one way to check if that doesn't work. He takes off the hat and starts undoing part of his, or putting down his hood. He sticks his head outside. What in the hell's? Why is there so much?
Yes, it's.
The
it is
swamp
quite
seems to
strange.
have raised.
Ian, come with me.
Um,
There's a saucer of milk I would like to show you.
No.
Yeah.
It is
Barnacle
good milk
comes
that will
back.
forgive this indignity I suffered.
And this is Malays. Please do not offend her.
You see, Bean looks over at her, and Bean kind of assumes that like hair risen, like cat in defensive mode. Good day to you, witch. Oh, what a cute little one. Oh, entity of another deity. Coochie coochie coo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Malays, my dear, if I may, I've heard usually their kind prefer a different sort of call. It goes like this. Psst, 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 psst.
Oh, silly you. I wouldn't deign to speak their language. I like speaking my own.
Oh,
Besides, she looks over like at Seabreeze. This one knows better. For the first time, Seabreeze, you see Golden Bean seem a bit cowed at this. Seabreeze, as Golden Bean slinks
Wow.
off to the saucer of milk.
He's mystified. Seabreeze's eyes are wide.
Okay, is anybody else freaked out? Because I am.
I don't suppose you
having
have
a great
something to
time.
eat. As well. Take advantage of hospitality. Well, you were an offering at least.
Barnacle goes back over to the chair by the fire.
Mort just sprawls out, kind of gasping and heaving out out in the front of the house, though not being allowed in, he just kind of lays there, and he just grumbles to himself out there.
No.
Malays looks about. Well, now that everyone has finished their tea, I hope that you've enjoyed your hospitality here. Though you did say you wanted to speak to me about something. I'm all ears. It's been a while since I've had some company.
Of course, if you'd have us, we'd love to talk. Um, an acquaintance of ours directed us in your direction. He was... Well, let's just say I've never met him before, but I felt like he been traveling with them for years. Very strange. Somehow we knew his name before he said it. Sorry, an Alton Highhill. He was, well, it seemed a brigand of some sort, but perhaps with a little more, information, I guess. Well read.
He's come by a bit. Him and his little rowdy band of the Faceless. Oh, those boys, playing their little bandits. So cute.
The Faceless? Is that what he called his gang?
Ears perk up.
Oh, yes, little organization, they called it. Oh, but no matter. He came by asking a few questions, looking for, some, information and such, but it may not pertain to you, dearie.
Sure.
Well, I don't know. He seemed to know an awful lot about us. Or some of us.
Yeah. Seem to know us all in some form or fashion.
Oh, dear. I
Said
hope he didn't cross any lines he wasn't supposed to.
Well, he
did say things that, like, he was being watched, and I think I recall one time during the night we spent with him in that inn that everyone sort of got a weird feeling. Like he'd said too much.
I remember him mentioning who was someone was responsible for that hole in the ocean. Do you know anything about that?
Perhaps, but, well, it perhaps may not matter. The adventures you are set to take will perhaps reveal themselves in time. I don't know what he told you. Well, what did he tell you?
The long and short of it is...
We shouldn't follow whatever story we were supposed to have taken.
something of that sort, yeah. That we were meant for something, to do something different. This wasn't the right quest, right story. He mentioned a god. What's his name? Started with an M.
Oh yes, Malil, the god of stories,
yes.
who I am
Right.
sure has cursed my last month of my life.
He mentioned something about Miliel and not liking his stories being tampered with. That he's been burdened with knowledge of something like... It seems wild, but other versions of us, like I'm not the only barnacle, and Ascot's not the only Ascot.
She walks up to you silently. You almost don't even see her, like, perceive that she's even, like, kind of ghosting towards you, and she's staring at you fairly hard with that still, soft smile. You sense something a little bit deeper beneath it. Did he mention any other goddesses?
Yeah, he did. He seemed seemed reticent to say her name. Which is strange. Because, of course, she's a god of journeys and guidance and protection from storms and ill weather, and all of us sailors tend to revere her in some form or fashion.
You
I guess
mentioned no other one, huh?
I don't believe so. No.
Memory serves, he did mention. I'm the one forgetting now.
He mentioned Malil, and he mentioned Saloon to Barnacle.
He mentioned Heron. But he didn't tell you who it was, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't remember him mentioning Heron by name, but I could be wrong. It's still been a while.
Memory serves, at least when I wrote down, he did tell her about.
A heron, like the bird, I think.
With almost a small little whispering crack. It goes quiet around the hut. Flames go out. The air outside seems to even just quiet and darken around you.
Oh, shit.
Well.
Is that a
How
good...
many times has it been then? She looks at you. It's nice to be able to see you again. Forgive me, where are my manners?
Seem to
Right.
have me at a loss here.
No, I know. It's not always easy. Tell me. She looks kind of around. Have you all experienced memories of madness, perhaps? Things that you remember that you can't place? Like dreams or nightmares?
We've been having a lot of deja vu lately, if that's what you mean.
Like I
Yes,
said,
yes.
we met Body Boy, and we knew his name before he said it.
Yes, I will have to reprimand him in all due time, but it seems perhaps the time has come after all. Right. Oh, right. Little one, may I borrow, what do you call it, your multi-tool?
She just looks up really startled. I'm sorry?
Well, yes, you call it your multi-tool. May I borrow it for a moment?
How in the fuck do you know about my multi-tool?
Oh, it'll be obvious soon, don't you worry. I just need to borrow it for a moment.
I'm not sure how useful this will end up being, but Hildy is going to roll an insight check. She just wants to see if she's like legitimately crazy or if she seems to be genuine right now.
Okay.
That's an 18 on the die, so that's a total of 25.
She is maybe unsettlingly calm about it. Like, there is no doubt of, like, despite the fact, claims of a witch, the chaos of the hut, there is just a aura of just authority behind this person.
Hildy does not like this. She is deeply unsettled, but knowing why they've come here and sensing the the urgency, for lack of a better word, she almost unconsciously just reaches into her bag and takes her multi-tool out and holds it in front of her.
She gently takes it. Thank you, dear. Don't worry. I will return it. I won't damage it. It's been a long time, after all, since I've had need of it. She looks down and starts kind of waving her hand over where the core is located, and you see her eyes glow a slight bit. Now, what was once lost, bring it back to light. And you see her just kind of mutter a little bit into the stone, and the core radiates in brilliant light. And as though a bit of a flash bomb goes off in the middle of the hut, blinds everyone in the hut for a short bit. And in that span, you live a short lifetime.
Oh my god.
Seeing once again the world you left behind. The events that transpired, the adventures you had, the people you knew. All leading up to this point. The face of Saloon as Lucette. The smile as she reset the world. And the fact that you're sitting around the fire once again with Malays. She smiles warmly, holding this core. She hands it back down to you gently. Been a while since I've had to use such a power. I hope you don't think too unsightly of me, but well, there's not much left.
Malays? What? What?
Seabreeze is crouching in the corner, like shaking.
Yeah. Hildy, I think her eyes fall on Barnacle, and then she just kind of starts stumbling backwards.
Yeah, Barnacle's hand goes to his chest and pulls out the pendant that he didn't have before, and he still has now. Just looks at it wide-eyed. Grips it with a tight fist and breaks the rope off his neck. And kind of tosses it aside and stumbles back and retakes his tiefling form.
Outside, the world is quiet and still as she looks about you. I hope I don't have to explain what you have now witnessed. I have many a thing to discuss with you now, and the time is limited. I can only hold this magic for so long, after all.
Who the hell are you?
Anderos. Zedan's looking around at everyone, and he recognizes Hildy. He knows everyone here except for Freya. Anderos. What were you up to on the other side of the world when I was stuck in Galaran? Where did you find her? Why isn't she here?
I don't know. All I know is...
He just starts clencing his fists. There is the lightning around his eyes starts sparking. That bitch.
Hold on.
She
show
did
up
this.
Here, we instantly believe 100% of that?
Absent thoughts, not now.
You know this is true, Ascot.
Use your fucking brain for once in your life!
How dare it's a little... He's not wrong to be worried. You just experienced a lifetime. In the briefest of moments. Up until now, you've been living another one. The memories of both are probably intertwined in fighting. Cannot say.
I'm sorry. What's going on? I was with the dragon.
I assume since you spoke the name that he gave you, and with the memories you have returned, that you've learned a little bit about this world, about what happened a century ago. Oh, Seabreeze, where are you going?
I didn't want to interrupt. Keep going. I'll stay here.
Oh, I'm just asking where you're going, because as you step outside the door, if you open up to look outside the world, Mort's frozen in place. In fact, the rest of the world around you seems to be frozen in place.
Okay. I would have stopped here.
Oh. Yep. Just saying, if you peek out, that's what's happening.
Yep.
She basically has cast Time Stop on the entire area around you.
Oh.
Just a quick question, Salty, because Freya was with the dragon prior to the rest of them being. She sent the rest of the crew to, to the. Sorry, what's the town called again? White something.
Whiteleaf.
Whiteleaf.
Whiteleaf. Thank you.
Whiteleaf is the
She sent them.
country. Yeah.
Yeah, so she sent them to the kingdom, but she wasn't sure what happened during that time because she's been with the dragon this whole time. So
Yeah,
would
during
the
the point
dragon
where
be telling her this?
Well, when that period happened, the dragon would probably be describing things, but you don't know exactly what happened. All you know is that when the event occurred, the dragon probably would have mentioned that, like, it's happening again. It's being rewritten. Because the dragon is fully aware of that power.
Okay.
What was the, I guess, out of character, what was the perspective that Freya saw? Did she also see the red light? Was Sensha able to, like, protect her in some
Nope.
way, or?
She saw the red light. The only ones that could not... I mean... Well, you'll see. Okay. She saw the red light and was taken.
Yeah.
But not everyone was necessarily taken in the same sense. So, but she was. Senshin could not protect her.
So right now, Freya is just looking a little frazzled, doesn't know what happened with Saloon. She just sees these weird memories. And then with what she's currently, with the current memory she has now, it's like, she is like lost.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, Andorus is just, it's not like a panic attack. He's not hyperventilating. It's just the slow, hard breathing of somebody desperately trying not to destroy everything around them.
Seabreeze walks back in from the outside and straight to Andros and holds out her hand. I remember you.
I know you too.
She will be coming again. We need to succeed this time.
Who is she?
We dare not speak her name now.
She might know us.
You are safe here for the time being. My magic is sequestered. Time in a space that is not moving cannot be rewritten after all.
Okay, great. So you now we remember. What the fuck did we do?
I have waited a very long time for this moment. I have options, hopefully, for you. But you'll have to trust me. I've known you all for a very long time, after all.
Malays, when are we?
We are in the now. Time rewriting, well, The time you remember. A book overridden.
And Moon Tits? What's she up to? Everything we
Her
were doing.
gaze is diverted a little bit as she rewrites the world to her fancy. It's the first time she's taken the reins.
Gonna wanna
Not easy,
keep 'em,
is it?
isn't she?
They're all fiddling and fighting amongst themselves. That's how I ended up here, after all.
And where's the others? Where's Pestos? Where's Evian? Where's Marani?
In different states. The Marani you knew is not in this world.
Do you mean
Seems.
she's not here?
She
Where
was
is she?
She was never written into this timeline.
No. No. Where is she?
Let me explain. I know you have many thoughts, actions you must take. I wish to help you. That is what I've been here all along for.
Just starts pacing back and forth in front of the fire. Balled fists.
You mentioned a name. Harren. Do you remember?
She's that. And just points to the multi-tool that she's still holding. Is it still glowing?
It is.
That. At least that's a part of her. That damn worm said. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't remember that at all. That's all Hildy. So
Oh
scratch
yeah,
that.
no, yeah, scratch that. Yeah,
Hildy, you talk.
yeah, okay. Yeah, no,
Sorry.
that was the other
Odril knows
character.
that.
You were in jail. Yeah, Odril knows that. I just that dragon that Freya was talking about said that Harren was in this thing. That's
Oh,
all
it's-
we know.
Oh, that's accurate to say in that thing, then. Well, that's a part of her. See, you only learned the surface, didn't you?
How the fuck did part of a god end up in my father's multi-tool?
Well, did you ever ask yourself what happened during the big kaboom in Jerorak?
That's just another thing that's kept tied up behind red tape and bureaucracy.
Oh. She sighs and just you see her take a seat. Right, maybe it was a little too early to bring you into this.
Yeah, well, we're here now, so start talking.
Harren, as she points to the tool, fell a century ago. Or at least that's what the dragon told you, right? I believe it was Senshua who told you this.
So far, that sounds right to me.
Truth is, gods cannot be so easily killed. She was broken and scattered. Her body, that of pure entropic energy, scattered and busted across the material plane. And do you know, dear child, what happens to order that's busted and scattered amidst the winds?
I have to imagine something chaos, something.
Yes, well, you're not wrong. Something chaos. And she gives a wink over to Thamor. And so, to history. Blank. Harren became blank.
What?
It's not a bad thing, really. It's awfully tiring, I heard.
If
But
she,
all the All the squabble amidst for now. Stories to tell of the gods and their wars perhaps before. They grew jealous, who knows? Maybe the mortals got bored and did rise up. Whatever the case, you're here now, and I can explain more if that's what you wish. The way I see it. You see her reach forward, extending out a hand, and you see kind of a vaporous set of cards start flying and circling amongst her, each brilliantly blazing as she throws them up into the air. You have some options ahead of you. The world ahead is going to be forever changed. This world is cycled through long enough. You see her flip a card, and it glows brightly. Your one option, you could stay here in this world that she's created. If this is the choice, you might want to leave, as more knowledge will only make this worse. The memories you have, the world you were once in, will fade slowly and, well, hopefully peacefully. For some, it might fall into madness, but you would live a life, forgetting that what you once lived, and hopefully finding solace in the world that she creates, and maybe perhaps another set of adventurers will fix the issues you started, much like that other band of adventurers once did. Or she tosses the car as it slides above the bubbling cauldron. You could end it all. She looks pointedly at Absinthoss. Some things in this world cannot be rewritten. They've become so integral to the story and the pages that they are no different than the spine or the cover. That hole you wrought in the ocean still binds the two worlds. You could plunge yourselves deep into this hole, land amidst the abyss, sever it. Though even I don't know what that'll bring. Perhaps an end to both worlds. Maybe a beginning. Or who knows? Maybe two who know worlds entire. But that's if you wish to brave what lies in the void. Again, she throws the card as it bubbles over the cauldron. Or perhaps you could return. I can send you back to the story as it was written. But this presents several other things. She pulls up 2 more cards. You could fight. Send you back and fight her directly. Though I fear you will likely, most certainly, die. But then perhaps you will be free of the fate of this world and the cycle it continues. And maybe that'll break it. Who knows? She does seem oddly fascinating, you lot. She flips the other card. Though perhaps I could return you and you could seek chaos. Down south. I can send you to the isle that's marked on every map but has no name. I imagine you've often wondered why. Such an isle, a continent even, would have no name, despite being on all the maps. It seems to almost fade, as though it were written. And any of those who venture close hardly remember even getting near it. It is a place lost in time, unable to be rewritten, for their time has stopped. She looks over to Thamor. For there, the one who broke me slumbers forever. For a god cannot be killed, but time can forget them. You can seek this out and put an end to all gods.
But not all
Flips.
gods are bad.
She gives you a shrug. That is the path. What becomes of it or how it plays out is entirely up to you. I am merely the one telling you what orders exist. She takes another card. There is, of course, another way. An alternative answer, of course. You could return, she looks over to Hildy, and seek an alternative answer. Finish what you started there. Trade was not the only kingdom that thought they could surpass the gods. And your kingdom in its foolishness thought they could build their own. Or they failed, obviously. Your big kaboom. The failed experiments of greener greens. It is a greater creature to create. But even now, it seems as though they still try. And she once again looks over to Absinthoss. And with, of course, the help of a certain researcher in a rising field of void theology. Which I fear you had some part in, didn't you? But she flips over another card that seems to glow a bit brighter as well. There is one last alternative as well that I can offer. You can seek the unknowable future. Looks over to Zedan. You were stuck in the Chaos Reigns earlier, weren't you? Your gate tampered with. If you were to summon it again, fear you'd find it would not go where you expected. Instead, you could brave the very plains of Ploying, of chaos itself. Find the rest of Heron's fragments, and put her back together. You could bring order back. But whether that would leave you, I do not know. Who knows what course order would take? With that, the cards all fly back to her makeshift deck of sorts as she shuffles them, glowing ominously in her hands. These are the options I present to you. What will it be?
How much time do we have
heroes.
to talk?
I can maintain the spell probably another hour, but then it will be spent. And if you do not make the choice in that time, I fear the choice will be to stay, regardless of what you wish. I will say, if I return you to the timeline and you wish to fight, be wary of what you'll find. Dragons, mortals, and gods battle across a plane that is crumbling and falling apart. It is not the place you once remembered.
Well, I'll start. I think that bitch needs to go down. Obviously, we've been shown that killing gods can cause a lot of problems, so I'm not suggesting that that's the route that we go, but I have no intention of staying here. I want my fucking life back.
And I want her fucking dead.
Andros, we can't kill her.
One's dead already. What's
Yeah, and
another
look
added
what
to the
fucking happened.
Pile!
Look what
So-
happened when the one died. That's why we have this bullshit going on with the dragons and the void now.
Then again, Saloon Moon Bitch is the moon. Are you suggesting that we break the moon?
No, use your fucking brain. My goodness. Look, we've already been shown the solution. We just need to figure out the method. We need to remove Saloon from play, but we can't outright kill her, or else we'll just cause more problems with the world. So we need to immobilize her without upsetting the balance even further. It's obvious, isn't it? We bind her.
And let's say
Bind
we
her to
do
what?
that. Let's say we
They've
do
ma-
that. Huh? And another god steps in and plays with reality again. And then the next one, and then the next one.
It would seem Malil would be opposed to that. Maybe there are others that sympathize with him. That could
Certainly, if
prevent such a
Malil and
thing.
others oppose him, or whoever it is that's in charge, they're too fucking scared to say anything because it keeps fucking happening.
So what, we just destroy the entire fabric of reality by killing every god that tries to usurp power?
Can't kill Ellie.
What's she done for this world? She's certainly not protecting you or anyone else in it. She sent you on a fucking wild goose chase to find me. And what did that get you? Here? Are you thanking her for getting you here? The gods care. They're playing their own little games up there in Celestial World. Also that they can get their little worshippers and usurp power and hold control. All vying for Heron's seat.
Powerful beings certainly act human.
Of course they act human. Or anything else. How else do you fucking think we got created? They made us after them. It only makes sense that their pettiness is the same as ours. They just got a lot more fucking time and power to act it out.
Malays, if we did bring the pieces of Heron back together, would she be more, I don't know, what would be the word, friendly, amenable to what we would want, trying to put the world back the way it is, defeats Saloon?
Isn't she the reason mortals, dragons, gods all went to war in the first place?
You can believe what you will. Nobody has the right answer. She merely wanted to stop the fighting and put the world back on course. Some saw it as tyranny. Others saw it as a chance to usurp her. But without her, you see, she just kind of waves her hand amidst. The gods are free to mess with time and the story, since order no longer exists. This is
So-
why I offer you the choice. Create a new god. Destroy the old one. Bring back the old order. Or something else, I suppose.
One thing's clear. No matter where the fuck we go, Moon Tits is gonna follow and play her little game. And her little cohorts along with it. We can't stay here. Got too much fucking to remember to stay here and give it up again.
The door That would be the quickest way out of here.
To chaos.
Yes.
Can't touch you there. But I can't say that you'll be safe there either.
Said it was what, the plane of chaos? Is that a thing? Or is that just floating around in fucking Ascot's void land?
It's a thing, but also isn't. Think of it
Void-
as what is created when entropy clashes with the rest of the universe. Piece of the void that fuse with it create pocket dimensions of chaos. Not truly a plane, but isolated spaces.
Absinthe, where's Madeline?
Shrugs. I
In the
don't
time
have a
stop,
sister.
she's not responding, but
I seen that she presented a sister earlier, but I don't have one.
Now you'll remember that you have one.
Now that I remember I have one. Okay.
as I say, you remember everything from your past life. So whether or not you choose to believe it, I guess, is up to you. But
There is a sense of disbelief, yes.
yes, however, you do feel a niggling in your head as the patron that you were once following, that you couldn't really tie to Zariel, does kind of fit the bill. The fact that the whole memory of you forging the pact with your sister would explain a lot.
As soon as he says I don't have a sister, his mouth just leaves ajar for a second as he's just processing. Looks down at his pendant.
You certainly do. She's a right bitch.
As well as you remember the hole in the ocean, which would also lead credence to everything.
Yes! No, there's no way I created this hole in the ocean. No.
Oh yeah, I did that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know, that's the one thing I remember from Party Boy. That you made the fucking hole in the ocean.
Jaw still open.
Yes, right, because the widow's kiss. The widow's kiss, and Zedan has a slight smirk, and then he looks over to Andros.
He just scowls at her. He scowls at him. It's not her name. You know it.
Refresh my memory. What is her name? Now.
I don't know what she is now in this fucking reality. But she was always the promise. Every horizon brings a promise. Something on the other side. Something new.
And we can't sail away from the horizon. We can't go back.
You only go forward. If back is broken, then we find the people that she's took. Find a way to end this shit.
You know what, Andros? It's probably the first time I fully agree with you.
It's pretty scary, isn't it?
Truly, the end of days.
Miss Malays, may I
Yes.
ask, now that I recall a great deal more about my life, what is Alton's aim? Did he reveal it to you?
If you remember, you certainly remember the faceless of your time, right?
It was...
The madness that drove them drives him in this world. He remembers that world. No one else seems to for him. Here, he leads the faceless, much the same way Echo did.
He seeks to restore the story we just came from.
I would imagine that's his goal, yes. Much like how Echo is hoping to restore his.
As
But
was
he was a little more direct. It.
Yes, not subtle. What did you say, Andros?
Just like Arestamore as well.
Different means, same goal, perhaps.
He sought to end the world and rewrite it in his own way, much like Madeline over there. Sought it in the same way. Visions of a world they once could have been a part of, and the power to rewrite it. It's tantalizing, isn't it? Tempting. Write the world the way you wish to see it. It's not so easy. Not so easy to overwrite pages that are already written.
Hmm.
But then he looks around the room. We should choose what we wish to fight for as a group.
I still have one promise I need to keep.
I've been
And-
content to just watch bullshit happen and think that I'm too powerless to do anything about it. Fuck that. I'm done with that. I am sick of having my life dictated for me. I'm gonna fight. I want my fucking life back. I'm not staying here. Hildy reaches into her bag and she takes out her little satchel of drugs that you've all seen her get into so many times. And without any hesitation, she walks over to the fireplace and she chucks it in.
Seabreeze nods at that.
Reacts in a brilliant explosion of many colors.
I think Andros sees this. His jaw tightens. Steps over and puts a hand on Hildy's shoulder. Squeezes fairly tightly.
There are tears in her eyes as she looks up at you, but there's a smile on her face.
Kind of looks down at her and then looks up at everyone else. We need to stop this. These cycles. We need to take that power from them. Keep them stuck, watching, instead of meddling.
An alternative to fighting. I like where this is going.
I would love to see them all burn. For sure, Stack's right. It'll just break what we've got. The people we've got need a place. Need a place without their fucking meddling.
They Mort, you have been very quiet. What think you of all this? Now go.
Par for the course.
He has been consumed by Baha. Or he's something there how he can become the god. Reject decisions, become deity.
Sorry, I was playing Baja. Can you repeat the question?
You've been quiet this entire time. Say more. You haven't
Forget
been
I said
paused.
anything. Forget I said
Oh, I thought that was a specifically question. I mean, they wouldn't mind killing all the gods, but
So we have 3 of us ready to kill gods.
That's a valid
I mean,
answer.
so far the gods have really been assholes to everyone. Yet they was going with the gods have ruled over us for far too long.
Look, we have to think about this somewhat rationally. Even if we had the means of running into a literal fight with a god, there's no way that we come out of it in one piece. Not in the state that we're in right now. But even if we could, then what?
If we had the help of one.
There were a couple of options that Malays has laid out for us. Actually, quite a few. We need not directly face the gods, correct, Malays?
Put the options just so memory serves you guys. I put them all out in the chat there on the side.
Much appreciated.
The cards.
Yeah,
Yep.
very
It
much.
was a lot of info in a short time, so I had it all written out, but the cards kind of are floating in front of her as the choices that she presented as tarot cards basically in front of you of what she at least is offering.
Stay and give up. End it all. Return and fight. And likely die.
So, Seabree says, I think unfortunately, I must. I cannot condemn all the gods. I would
I
not
don't
be here if
necessarily-
it were not for one of them, and I owe a debt.
I don't necessarily think that we would need to condemn all of them. Just one in particular.
But that is not one of the options that was presented.
No, but maybe we had a little
mean-
extra help subduing her.
In theory as well, just again, these options are not like a fixed course of action. They are just telling you what the fates she's kind of prophesizing will bring. How you guys choose to interpret it or do with it as you will can be changed. So as in the one that says like guessing what you guys are going with is bringing an end to all the gods may not necessarily result in killing all the gods. It's just seeking that power might give you the power to kill all the gods. But
What we
knows?
choose to do with the power
Right.
once we get it.
basically, like I said, it's still a matter of what you guys choose, what the path will bring. It's just here's the options of what could grant you act like that path of, you know, the idea behind it, basically.
Right. So Seabreeze is
It's
not.
not a railroad, so I'm not fixing you into you pick that, you have to kill all the gods. You pick that quote unquote route.
But we could.
You could, yes, potentially. That would be the idea behind it: is seek the power to kill them, seek the power to like replace the god and add your own to basically take the new order, or seek to bring back the old order. Or of course, give up. Who knows?
Absinthoss, your response is exactly why Seabreeze is saying what she's saying. She's like, if we did this, she would not be able, she would not help. She would much rather see us go down the path of restoring Heron or creating another god,
That's where Hildy's at right now. Just
not gaining so much power that they're able to smite or sunder a god directly, or all of them.
Absinthoss would agree.
That is what I think.
If Drake was able to summon the void to shatter Heron, there's got to be a way to use it to put the rest beyond where they can meddle.
And what if one of the other gods was putting a Drake up to such things? If Heron indeed wanted to cause the fighting to cease, then if she were brought back, could she not also point out her backstabber or her... In any case, a goddess of order, I would like to think, would want to restore that order.
What order?
Unless that's my...
What order? Mortals are by nature chaotic. We are.
The agreement they had with the dragons was to not meddle in mortal affairs.
Duh.
Saloon and the others did find a way around it, yes. Wait, I wouldn't know that. I'm sorry. I know nothing about everything you guys did in Sormir, so I don't know about the
agreements. That's Pestil's trying to find his way back into reality. I apologize.
Unfortunately, yes, that is the downside of being Zedan in this moment.
Would agree it would probably be wiser if he had a big stick.
God
What?
of order.
Use it.
Andros turns to Malays.
What was Malays's order? What did she, not Malays, Karen, what was her order? Because you said she wanted to fix the world, restore order. Unfortunately, you know what brings a lot of order? Getting rid of all of us. We, mortals.
Gods would not have created you if that were the case.
They've been trying
Heron's
to...
purpose was
They've
to
been trying
create true order. The gods in their own division, the mortals in theirs, the dragons in theirs. One story, one tale, one life.
Heron wanted. That's what you wanted. Looks pointedly at Malays.
I serve Ploink, and to the extent served Heron. I see the world as a fragment of what it once was. Chaos is beautiful, but it serves only in beauty if it serves to neutrality. Hence my belief that even the most extreme chaoses can occur to balance each other out. Through chaos, one can find order. And I learned this after my deity was shattered amidst the plains.
If they worked a way around Heron once, what's to say they don't again if we rebuild her?
Doesn't that make you feel better knowing that?
No.
If she was truly immutable and had all-knowing power and order of everything and could never be circumvented, then what difference is that from tyranny?
I'm more concerned that if she could be bypassed once, bringing her back doesn't solve that problem.
I suppose then
gods
it'd
have
be
all
up
the
to those who follow it, and those who would wish to do good for the world, to stop evil once again. The world will always have need for heroes. For if not, what good is writing a tale?
I would take that mantle. I would try.
Bring Heron back?
Yes.
Zedan looks around and then realizes that Freya, this unknown sea elf, is behind them. Been quiet this entire time. Andros, who is this?
Miss Gills, Bubbles, Freya. She's traveled with us for some time. Said her god sent her after to find me. Because I apparently needed help. Good lot of fuck that old did.
Andros.
No, it's not her fault. She wasn't even there when I fucking broke everything.
It wasn't your fault.
What happened? I understand that this... And he points around the room. I know that...
We returned, went back to Sunbreak. To stop the White Order from taking control of Palor's domain. And enforcing their rule over the world. Or taking his domain, becoming him. That's what we were told. We went back. We fought. Well, tried. My dad was waiting for me. Told me all about fucking Heron and all the bullshit that the others apparently went and found in the sand wastes. Dragon. Right, Shortstack. Seabreeze, you were all there. Turns out we were all fucking played for fools.
Was it another dragon like Faust or an actual dragon? Oh.
Faust was undead, right? No, this was, I think he seemed to have been alive for a very long time.
Regardless. Mountains was pulling the strings. She was the one whispering in Dad's ear. Convincing him that he could save the world by getting rid of Palor, becoming Palor, allowing the Council to do that. That is the same shit. We thought we were stopping a war. In reality, we just gave that bitch exactly what she wanted. Even took fucking Lucette and turned her into her vessel. Spite me. Just to spite the fact that I dared oppose her. Not even me, my dad opposed her. The world broke.
And now we're here.
Not all of us.
You never saw her?
There's a very, very tight, almost imperceptible shake of his head.
Barnacle. I couldn't face it without facing my own shit. world. Montits has got to pay. Now I want her dead. But I'm willing to hear other options.
Restoring Heron seems to be, at least in my eyes, the best primary objective in all of this.
I think that bringing back the people who aren't here means nothing if they don't have a world to return to. And it seems to me that the best options for facilitating that are to either restore Heron or try to do what Drake and Jerry Rag did, and I dislike one of those options much more than the other. I think that when it comes right down to it, I'm with Seabreeze on this one. Know that we're introducing another god into it, but at least Heron is somewhat of a known variable.
And we think we know.
There's a reason my people had murdered her. We do not know what it is yet, but we should find out.
Perhaps we find out in this world, and we go to that shadowed place that nobody knows the name of still. And if things either become too dangerous, or we find out what we need to find out, we can always use Sanctuary. Although, in a, I suppose, dreary, macabre, humorous way, Malays, it's nice to know I'm not the only follower of a dead order. And he winces.
It's a troubling thing. Worship that which no one believes exists anymore.
I,
What
for
will it
one,
be?
would like to find out why Drake killed Heron. I can't put her back together without knowing why she was dismantled in the first place.
She gives you kind of a sad look. The only way you're going to learn is either asking her yourself, visiting the land down south, finding the thing that brought her down, and the traces of his people that still linger there. Linger in this world. If you do not make a choice, then stay here when my spell ends. You will stay here, and that will be the choice. She will rob you of what memories you have left of that world. They will become naught but fleeting dreams and nightmares, and I will not be able to help you anymore.
That's not happening.
I did not wish that either.
I can't give up. I won't.
Cards glow faintly above the bubbling cauldron. Slowly awaits your choice then. I hope you make it together. So what will it be? Adventures.
Through a broken sanctuary to put together a broken god.
Or to the unknown continent.
Or the unknown continent.
I think that's what we're all down to, or
Yeah, that's where we're at right now, out of character.
is
As I say, if you guys want to speak out of character a little bit, just so there's a bit more easy discussion amongst that, that's
It's
fine,
the
since I know this
tense,
is a big... Like I said, that's why I said I don't know what's going to happen. This literally will change how I have to plan sessions after this. And I wanted to make that an option, so...
Okay.
I would
Okay,
love
so
to
we're all
fight
on the
her
same-
directly. That would be awesome. But I feel like we'd all have to be like, yep, we're just gonna roll those dice. And I don't know, when the other stuff sounds really good too, the last two options.
I think fighting her is an inevitability.
Yeah.
Going to her now is death.
Yes,
So
I
you're
Going to her.
But your
the
character...
idea that with that...
Go ahead.
I say the idea to that choice and the way she's forming it is yes, you could try to fight her directly. I will forewarn you that it likely will not be a successful fight. To drag her on that path, the idea behind it is that you would try to find allies amidst what remain in that world. So trying to forge an alliance with dragons, mortals, and gods to fight her.
Right. We'd basically be going back to post-apocalyptic, old Mir.
Yes. In the current state it's in, that will take you there. The other choice will take you to that continent down south where time basically seems to stand still, and what trials await you there for finding out what happened that century ago, what broke Heron through that means, through the kingdom of Drake. Going the route of the, Jerrag will take you to, again, present-day Almir, will take you to the research labs of Jerrag and the town there, and going through a whole little bit of, well, something dark and sinister beneath Jerrag, and potentially creating a god, or ascending oneself to a god through artificial means. It may not come out as expected. After you saw what happened at Greener Greens.
Is that staying in this reality? Would we lose our memories then, or is
No,
it just? Is it okay? So it's just the choice of we don't make a choice. That's game over.
Yes.
Pick your new heroes. You guys are no longer the ones solving the problem.
Basically, because again, I don't think you guys will pick that. I threw it out there more as a remembrance to what happened to the team of Arestamore and Phaelorn.
Yeah.
They chose to stay in their world, much to the anger of Arestamore. And they slowly forgot their memories. Phaelorn kind of had the madness set in of he remembered things that happened that shouldn't through his prophecies.
So
that's that whole they chose. The other option of ending it all is, well, do you want to take a trip in the void and potentially take Madeline's route of rewriting? Or that's Arestamore and Madeline's choice.
Yeah,
to enter the hole and end the world.
Hey, Absinthoth
Hold
hasn't
on.
chimed in. I knew it.
Absinthoth is like, I'm down to clown.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, both Reyna and Hildy are adamantly against that.
That's
like I said. Now, the outcomes can still change, obviously. I don't railroad it into any of the scenarios that is... Again, these are just the ideas that she's presenting of what the paths may kind of lead you towards or what to expect from what you might go with those paths. However you guys choose to do it, you guys have changed the story multiple times, so these can twist in a lot of ways, but it's just kind of what to expect from the choices.
So, Noko, I wasn't lying. I think it's all about you, unless we decide to take the void path. I think it's all about you figuring out why, or just guessing at why your people
I won't figure out why my people, which is going to be difficult.
So, but that, I mean, that involves the choice where we're potentially putting her back together, right?
Yeah, so two choices are very much on Thamor's backstory, because Thamor has not had a whole lot with figuring out what happened to him. There is a big part on Hildy's backstory in terms of going to Jerrag and figuring out the big kaboom and the creation of a god and Greener Greens. A little bit on your backstory too, Seabreeze, if you do, however, learn what happened to Drake, since you did share a kingdom with Thamor for a while, but yours is a slightly different tale.
I'm thinking mine's just recruiting Alton to help us, if I can. Jesus,
and
he
of course, like I
laughed at
said-
me. The DM laughed at me. Thanks.
No, there's more to it, but again, it just slightly depends on.
Uh-huh.
I would definitely love to know what's going on in Jerry Rag, but not my call.
I
But
know
like,
that.
it's stuff
I
that could
know
also be
I'm-
learned later, so
Uh,
potentially.
I know, again, Andros's mindset right now is he needs to, before we can decide to put together a god, we need to know why she was destroyed.
and that's
what
not
what
unreasonable.
what was the reason she was destroyed? Because right now, Andros has no interest in blindly trusting that a god will do what they said. Because he found out he's been manipulated his entire life.
Mhm.
I mean, that he's known
Yeah.
he's been manipulated, but it's gone deeper than that. He's just, again, with the way Saloon ended everything, it became apparent that he was just her little tool the entire time.
Mhm.
And it was it almost was a petty rivalry because of possibly what his dad said or something. I don't know, but he can't trust a god right now. And so he needs to understand why someone would destroy one instead. Besides the fact of, well, they suck. So that's Andros's stances. I would like to go to Choltmere or whatever, the unnamed continent.
Yeah.
And
Choltmere.
find out why Drake destroyed Heron.
Same.
I think that Hildy would go along with that. It's a reasonable concern.
And Zedan isn't like blindly charging at, okay, let's just put the god together and hope for the best. And yeah, finding out what happened. It's just the trying to figure out the order of operations of getting to the god. Because the door going to be chaotic for a very long time, or are we like?
Who knows? It
Yeah,
might be able to blend both of them. You might be able to find the power, get your answers, and then take the route to Heron. But it may cost you more time.
What-
So who knows what might
Yeah,
transpire?
which one is your door gate? Which part
Sanctuary.
is that?
Putting Heron together.
But I mean, like Salty in your paragraphs. That's
It is the last
Chaos?
one.
Oh.
Seek the unknowable future.
Oh, unknowable future. Okay, so then there's another one. Wait a minute. There's another one in between Choltmere and that one, and it's
Seeking
Jerrag.
Jerrag. So Jerrag tried to build a artificial god using the remnants of Heron.
Who
And
was down
according
for
insinuating what she's saying, that's
that
what caused the
everybody
big
that's down for
kaboom.
I mean, I'm interested in that, but I also, because my backstory,
Yeah.
So I'm a little
trying
biased.
to get a vote list that's
There's also the aspect of I'm gonna just keep calling it Choltmere because
I like that. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, you mentioned Choltmere is outside of time, so you mentioning it may cost time. The Choltmere option seems, in a way, safe. We can get information. It may not be easy. It may, we may not necessarily get all the answers, but it's something, and like you said, it doesn't cost us time. And we all know that the longer we wait, the more power Saloon accrues, the more gods maybe she pulls into her side, or the more her plan to essentially become Heron or become at least in control. That's the
Like I said,
that's the
none of these
apocalypse
paths
moment.
are fixed in stone as far as you pick one and everything else shuts off to you. There are the option of you could pick one and try to swerve into another. Like you could go to Choltmere and then decide to go to Jerrag and try to play out that path. You could go to Jerrag and try to go to the Chaos Dimension. You go to the Chaos Dimensions, realize you didn't want to deal with it after you talk, find the Vagrants and learn anything about her, and then just leave and say, fuck off, I'm gone. Like, I am not trying to lock you in any path. The only one that will lock you into a path is the first two.
Nothing.
Right.
They will lock you into something that I cannot reverse unless, again, you guys find some loophole in what I do as usual. But at least
Well,
from
that's
the
why we're
lore
talking.
perspective of what's dumping, the first two are very much. You pick these two, your options are now limited to basically giving up or destroying the world and maybe rewriting it. Who knows?
We go to the maelstrom. We grab Absinthoth by his heels, spin him around like a lasso, and chuck him in like a bomb.
If anything, we
See
put
what
Mort in
happens.
first. No, if anything,
Mort,
we
yeah,
put
we
Mort in
do
first.
Mort to make sure that it has to be.
Control
Mort.
sample.
Mort becomes the new god. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Vengeance is the DMs.
So
The choice
Yeah.
I've finally been waiting for. Make God Mort a god.
So I think that Treg's logic is sound. Choltmere seems like a safe option. Like we get information, and then we
Figuratively.
can. Yeah, in theory.
So, can we
Safe
go
information.
to First Mirror after doing 4, 5, or 6?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
then,
You'll be
yeah,
able to potentially return to the world. It's just the order which you want to go in, or what
Right.
events may transpire from what you do there, kind
Yeah,
of deal.
If the answer to Nikosi's backstory is in Choltmere, that's my vote as well.
Yeah, I'm all in for Choltmere.
I think, yeah, even, yeah.
there we go. We got Zedan to give a one-word answer.
Okay, great. Perfect.
I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. Okay, I was gonna say 3 different
No, you
things at the
didn't.
same time.
No, it was a moment of
Oh.
clarity, like alcoholics have every once in a while. You just said yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Choltmira's time stop in exploring. It's
That's
a
how.
safe way
That's how
to get-
Zedan. Hold on. That's how Zedan actually realizes he can cast spells. Is he's sitting there in complete and utter mental breakdown mode, and someone pokes him with a needle, and he accidentally lets off a divine smite.
Oh, well, that's not magic. Wait,
Oh wait, whatever. Guidance or something. That's how you're trying to cast guidance. You're trying to cast something, and you know.
In the
Just being
2024 rules, smite is a spell now.
But yes, the other aspect to all this, by the way, is any choice you choose, apart from obviously the first choice, is we will blend the 2024 rules for those who wish to blend it,
Yes.
and you guys will be leveling up as well to proceed into
My God.
what will likely be the start of the end of this chapter, transition, the beginning of the end of the Red Moon.
Yeah, it's the start of the end game.
Yep.
So
the only person we haven't heard from is Freya.
Yep.
Key. Where are you?
Well, Freya's was purposely made to actually have the party. Her goddess led her to help Anderos. And if that decision is to be going to Choltmere, she will follow, despite what Andros is throwing at her.
Elaborate. What about what Andros is saying is
Basically, that she was being led by Eldith, saying that her trying to find him, and then that she has not really done much to do with the current events that happened in First Mirror. So
Eldath is what. Yeah, he was talking about. Eldath was the one. Eldath sent Freya, but Eldath didn't give her anything else. She just basically said, "Here's your heading. Good luck." Is basically the implication that Andros made.
Right. And in Freya's point of view, it's like, yes, he's basically saying that in his character, your character, that he wants to destroy all gods, and she's saying that not all gods are terrible.
Yeah.
Granted, some of them are very vague, but she believes entirely in Elidith because Elidith has been with Freya for most of her time. All of her life, technically. Trying to help her be who she is today.
Yeah.
And she is there.
Super supports her in that opinion.
Yes.
Yep.
In her opinion. And even though Andros's words are a little hurtful, she still wants to make somewhat of the bond because they barely know each other. Granted, they've been with each other for a month, She's slowly coming out of her shell, trying to know these people and trying to be part of their story.
Yeah, no, yeah, from out of character, I totally understand, and I think Andros has pivoted from the kill all the gods. I think he wants to understand why someone tried to kill a god.
Mhm.
He has not pivoted from the fact that Saloon needs to have consequences, but he's no longer, at least verbally, saying that he wants to kill all the gods. I think he wants to be done with them. He wants them done with Mir. But that doesn't necessarily, I don't think he's fully on the warpath of killing them all right now.
He wants the veil to be stronger again, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
He wants them to have a window, not a door.
right.
Okay.
Get off my lawn.
Now the only one I'm concerned about, that I've always been concerned about,
Yeah.
is fucking
it's
applesauce.
Apple
I
sauce.
was waiting
freaking
for
void
my turn to
magic.
talk.
Yeah, no, please enlighten us,
I
Sir
can't wait.
Sir
So-
Herald of the Void.
As much as I am down to clown, jump into the hole, not really feeling it, to be honest. No good comes from that choice.
What if trains came from that choice?
Don't
Listen,
tempt him.
It would railroad you. It does railroad you, so
It is the train option. It's the
You
train
It is the
option.
void.
Oh,
It's the void
Shipping
train.
routes are rails, okay? Boats are trains. I will not elaborate.
Boats
No,
are
sir.
trains.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
got
poor
Go on a
Josh.
predictable path.
Poor
and carry lots of
Josh.
cargo.
That has to go in out of context.
It's there. I just
Come
put it
on.
there.
Boats are trains.
Just
Yeah,
make
he's
the-
50-50 on Mir and seeking an alternative for someone else, possibly even himself, to become a god.
Oh, so
Either
he's-
one
Oh,
seems
it's not
acceptable.
gonna be you, honey. I'm telling you right now.
But yeah,
That
he's
is
between
not
4 and
happening.
5.
Keep
He's
the-
between 4 and
Yeah.
5.
Keep
Got
your
it.
dreams,
We all
man.
agree.
Don't let your dreams
Okay,
be
so-
memes, dude.
We-
Make your case. Seabreeze might
So-
be down for Chaos Realm.
And I mean, you have to voice that. If that's, to
Yeah.
speak out of character, if that's something Absinthoth is interested in, if that is something that would motivate him,
Yeah.
take it. Make it a motivator. I mean, I would
Plead your
I
case.
would love to see more of Absinthoth's agency in this. I want more agency from everybody. I love seeing the interactions of our characters. So if that's something he's interested in and he wants to chase that,
Or
Like I
if he
said,
wants
the
to make
choices
this
aren't
his
like
Darth
a
Maul
final.
moment.
Going back to the
Let's
deck
go.
after season 4?
Like I said, the choices are not like fixed in that you choose one and all the
Yeah.
options close off.
Right.
Like Absinthoth, if you want to plead your case or set up your way, because I know you initially had set up ways before with me, but
Mm-hmm.
set up your case and trying to convince them to, if you're interested in 4 and 5, maybe use the what events at 4 to convince them to go to 5 kind of deal. Like
Mhm.
That's what I was thinking. The
develop your.
Yeah.
Mir
Yeah.
first, at least.
Okay, so sounds like we're all on board for Chaltmere, right?
We all want to know
Mhm.
more information first.
Okay.
And Absinthoth
Okay,
is delaying his Darth Maul moment for now.
At last, we shall reveal ourselves.
At last, we shall reveal ourselves to the party.
guys,
And then
let's
from there,
let's go to Jurassic World.
Yes.
Yay, I love dinosaurs. I'm a huge Jurassic World fan. Let's go.
and
Life
copyright
life finds a way.
Finds a way.
Wait, that's the dance line. Hold on.
Yes.
Yo.
Huh? That's
You're the warden of life, dude.
Bro.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten that.
Every time.
He forgot
Oh
he's
my
the warden of life. Jesus
You just
Christ!
you just told Malays how hard it is to worship a thing that no one forgets about. And you
Yeah.
forget what you worship.
Exactly. That's why it's bad. That's how it happens.
That's
I don't even remember what-
Zedan's true. His D 10,000 roll is he just becomes Jeff Goldblum.
Rail
dear.
is rolling.
He's just rolling.
Wherever he is. Oh.
Andros
behind him in
has your
ghost form,
acorn.
screaming
He
into the
has
void.
it.
Oh, that's right.
Andros has
But
your
wait.
acorn. You have his signet ring.
Isn't that? Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
Are you? Hey,
It's
hey,
been a
hey,
while.
It has
It's been a while.
Yeah, okay, fair.
It's been a while.
fair,
It's
fair,
okay.
fair.
Pestles
Yeah,
really
that's
takes it out of you. I mean, playing that
Pestle,
character.
let's be honest. Pestles, I think, was more in Absinthos's camp. He's like, if I become dragon god, I become awesome. Let's become
I'm-
dragon god.
I'm pretty
We'll
sure
see.
Pestles would want to just build a brand new god that isn't him. Just build an autonomous god that is
Yep.
No,
like
it'd be Alton.
god of explosions
No,
and
it'd be Alton. He loved Alton.
You make this Alton
gets
guy
to
god.
be a god of stories. What was? No, Pestil's probably.
Pestles is just Circonos towards blind.
Pestil's wanted to be a dragon to
Scanlan.
keep his people free. The Absinthos just wants to be a god because it sounds like a cool idea, like moonlighting as a hero.
Yeah.
You don't know
I
that.
want to be a god.
He-
Why?
It could be deeper than that. You don't know.
It's just
I could-
in
I
right
could-
now.
I could finally
A
walk up to my
phase.
mom and tell her, "Mom, you don't control me anymore."
And then Auntie Zariel comes in and pimp slaps you. He's like, boy,
We're on even footing now.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
All right. Well, like I said, I will let you guys still kind of think on it. Sounds like the choice is Choltmere. You know, that's not the name of it, but it seems like that's what's going
It
to
is.
stick.
no,
at
it's
this
How
point.
dare
it's
you,
Choltmere.
sir.
It's
How dare
it's
you.
the temporary name.
You can give it whatever name you like, because technically it doesn't officially have a
So-
name to what you guys know of. So,
it's
I'm just
blank.
saying, whatever you name it canonically, it's Choltmere.
yeah, well.
So what I was
Here
gonna try and
be
say,
dragons and dinosaurs.
dinosaur dragons. What I was saying before, everyone's agreed we want to know more. From there, going to Jerarag knows more about Heron from the Jerarag point of view. The third is either skipping the Jerarag part regarding to what we find out in number 1, and then this all ends hopefully with putting Heron back together. Wait, no, God damn it, I'm too tired for this.
Maybe.
I mean, I think that's the possible path right now. Is
Yeah.
information
like-
from Choltmere, information from Jerarag. Go rebuild Heron, or go get all of Heron's pieces and use Heron as a nuke.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stick all of Heron's pieces into Absinthos and see what happens.
Stick it all into the
Science.
halberd.
Hold up.
Put it in the halberd.
Put it into put them all into Thamor. See what happens.
No, it's the
Hey,
Thamor,
hey,
the
hey, hey.
god.
Thamor is an acolyte of Ploink. If you put all of Ploink's pieces or Heron's pieces into Thamor, he might just become the new Heron because
He's
already
a
a devout.
champion. He's a champion.
Yeah,
Guys,
hold up.
he's a lawbringer.
Guys, your fingers
Heron
are
is a
strong.
goddess of order. She
Yeah.
turned into Ploink.
I had to love how inadvertently that perfectly
Yeah.
fits Thamor being a chaos entity, but also being a lawbringer. It's like,
Mhm.
all right, he's eventually gonna learn this. I hope, maybe, never. Okay, 100
he's-
sessions later.
He is the elusive alignment of chaotic lawful.
Yep.
Or is he
Yikes.
lawful chaotic?
Yes.
Yes.
So he really was a god the whole time? We just
No,
didn't
has
know
been.
it?
Exactly.
I've always been a god.
Always has been.
Always
God
has.
chosen.
I mean, he's told the DM no multiple times, so you know.
And I can re-roll that.
Yep.
No. the person that spent the least amount of time talking in the whole campaign.
I mean,
becomes
he's
this
also the one that gave
god.
me like a 3-page backstory and told me to create one. So
Were they blank?
Wait, I was gonna say he gave you 3 pages. That's awesome.
no, I said no, not 3 pages, 3 lines. Sorry, 3
Oh,
lines.
I
of
was
the
like,
backstory.
Oh, okay.
It was mostly
like,
just his name,
I was about to
what
say,
his
3
profession
pages?
was.
Really?
No, sorry. 3 sentences of a backstory of his name was Thamor. He's a lawbringer of some unknown country. Do with that as you will.
And then 2 gigantic pictures of Baja.
No, mostly just the nude picture he has as his token.
And 109 sessions
You're
later,
welcome.
we find out it's all been
It's
Thamor.
all Thamor, all the way.
Well, it's all been
Thamor.
it's all been all you guys to an extent. Like at the moment, yes, it's more on Thamor, but you've all had some pretty big spotlights in terms of different events, like Absinthe with the Void, Andros with literally everything with Saloon,
Oh, okay.
Seabreeze and the
all right,
encounters with
that's
Faust.
enough. You're offending Noko.
He's a god after all.
Get offended.
Oh wow.
You have to stroke his ego.
Sorry, Lord Thamor. How many inspiration may I give you today?
No. He can reroll that.
You'll just find
Oh.
something on the map. You'll just find something.
Like perma inspiration.
Yea, the old fishing hole has opened up with thine holy fish. You may go fish now at your leisure, sir.
Oh, I forgot about the fishing. That's one of his minor portfolios, fishing.
Portfolio, not of fish, just fishing.
Fishing, right, correct. Fisherman. Okay,
So, yeah.
I'll stop the stream there. Any final thoughts, Salty?
No, that's
Okay,
probably a good
wait.
place. Like I said, I'll let you guys
Wait.
have any final thoughts on it before the next session, but it sounds like, at least unless someone tells me anything drastic,
Before
we'll pick up
you
with
end
the...
stream, we've had an onlooker this entire time.